It's the day with Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
The Day with Trae. I'm your man, the Big O, Omari Salisbury, co-founder of Converge Media. And man, I'm feeling good on this Monday. No, a few people are nervous. That would be Mayor Bruce Harrell and Katie Wilson. You know what I'm saying? It's up in the air. If you guys saw the Big O Show election update last night, then you see it's a lot of analysis there. This election, like I said last night, man, grab your popcorn and your Snuggie, because it's going to take a while to get to the bottom. Yo, the Snuggie. It's going to take a while to get to the bottom of all this. So clearly I'm here. I'm filling in from my A1 from day one, my good friend, my buddy. Man, we go way back like racism. I'm talking about Trae Holiday. She is taking this week off and next week. So get used to this face. Savor the flavor, because I'm going to be your guest host for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We got an exciting show lined up for you today. And matter of fact, we're going to jump right into it. This is a seasoned professional, a videographer, a cinematographer, an editor, a director, a producer, and, you know, pretty buff guy too. Welcome to the Day with Trae. We got too many shows around here. Paul Sanders, how are you?
I'm doing great, bro. How about yourself?
Man, I'm fantastic. So I wanted to bring you on this show is because it's like we always like to uplift talent, right? And for sure, you are a rising star in the space around video production, cinematography, some of everything else. You know what I'm saying? And for people who don't know, and we'll get into more details, but you know, give our audience like a minute or two of who Paul Sanders is.
Man, I'm a father, husband, son, brother, homie, all that good stuff. But I'm a producer, director, cinematographer, as he said, man. I am a creative director for Northwest Credible Messenger. So if they need any media done, any type of graphics done, I whip that up. And then I also do youth programming within juvenile institutions with them as well.
That's actually how I discovered you, was we were seeing all this great content coming out from the Northwest Credible Messenger. And then at the same time, we were doing stories around organizations in South King County that are like uplifting young people and everything else. And I gotta be honest with everybody here, is that we went to go and do an interview there at the Northwest Credible Messenger. It was me and Eric Calligraphy, and we had our cameras and everything, and we're getting ready to go and do the interview. And then we walk into the studio there that Paul operates, and man, we put all of our equipment back because we was like, yo, Paul got it. I mean, it was an incredible setup, and you know, we were able to see where all this quality of work that you were producing there was coming from.
Yeah, and to let you know, that was a very validating moment, right? Because we knew what you guys did. We had been emailing you, trying to get interviews on the platform, right? And when you finally came through and said, oh, do you want to set these cameras up? Do you want to set this interview up? We'll just let you do it. You got it rocking. That made me feel like, oh, yeah, I'm on the right path. I invested in myself well, you know, so I felt great.
Right. And so now the other night, I had the pleasure of working with you. Angela Rye had tapped you to do some video work when she sat down with Kamala Harris right around the corner at Benaroya Hall for the 107 Days book event, which was dope. Thanks for hollering at your boy.
Of course, man. Who better?
You know, you got your start in photography, and photography is near and dear to me. Man, over half a century ago, my dad opened the first black-owned photographic portrait studio in this part of America.
That's amazing.
Right there on 23rd Avenue in the Central District. So as a little kid, I used to be in the dark room developing photos with him and everything. Right. So I got a soft spot for photography. Now, you started in photography and you've migrated to video. But man, talk about that. And do you still do photography?
Yeah, I still do photography. I'll never stop doing photography, right? I feel like photography really informs the way I see video, right? Because if I could take one picture and tell 1,000 words, if I got however many frames, right, in a video to do that, I can kill it every time, right? So photography is everything to me, so I'll never stop that.
Okay, well, I got you. And just so you know, so we can elevate your business, what kind of photography do you do in case someone wants to hire you?
Man, I do it all. I do events, man. I done did galas for Invested, for Tacoma Urban League, right? I do a lot of family portraits. I love that. I do creative shoots, right? We might get like some makeup, make you look like a zombie in the woods, put some haze in the air, make it look all cinematic, and get creative that way with the photography. So I really love to do it all, but I specialize in portraits.
Okay, it's good stuff. Well, it's post-op now.
Come on.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
moving.
I'm about 20 pounds away. I might need that portrait, man. We need some photo shoots around here.
And you can come to the garage gym anytime. I got you, brother.
Yeah, he does it all. So your journey also now with Converge, because like we discovered you there at Credible Messenger and was like, wow, this guy has so much talent. And I remember we were short one time on a shoot down in Tacoma at ETC. And Besa was doing an event with ETC and Molly Moon Ice Cream. We didn't have a videographer where everybody's on a call saying like, yeah, we can't do it. And, of course, Big O was like, hey, there's this guy, Paul Sanders.
Right.
You should give him a call. What was that like the first time that you actually came and you started working with Converge, and especially with Besa Gordon?
Hey, I'm going to be honest. I didn't tell nobody this, but I was in my house jumping around. I was hyped, right? That was my first time up to bat in the big leagues, I felt. You feel me? So just taking that moment, knowing I had to capitalize on that opportunity, which me and Basic killed it. It was great to work with her for the first time. She was very welcoming, right? Made sure I had everything I needed to succeed. So just being able to have that opportunity, man, was great.
Right.
Words can't articulate it, man. It was joy.
And then a few weeks later, or maybe even later on that week, you saw your work on broadcast TV on Back to Base on Fox 13. What was that like?
That was cool because I had a lot of people sending me pictures of it, right, as they were watching it. So then you see all the people that are supporting you behind the scenes. Man, my mom loved it, right? My mom will cry every time I do anything. I'm her baby. I'm the youngest, so she goes crazy anytime I do anything. So it was good seeing her just proud, seeing people from my past tell me I'm inspiring them, right? And it felt good to be inspired in that moment. So.
Right, and I think that one thing that's really been cool with you is that, traditionally for us, we dispatch producers like yourself to a story, right? Where we're looking what's going on and we'll dispatch people. But for you, you came and brought us stories, which kind of showed like, man, that, hey, I'm going to shoot this and tell this story anyway. But you know what? How can I collaborate with Converge on this and talk about some of the things, especially around our guy BG? The name of the organization is escaping me at the moment.
Innovative Change Makers.
There we go.
I see
Okay,
him.
BG.
You know what's up.
See, I redeemed myself. The Innovative Change Makers.
There. That's my family over there.
And I mean, you told quite a few stories, and also at the same time, it was really uplifting the city of Tacoma through those stories. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So Brian Gay was like my brother, right? So when he was talking about starting a nonprofit years ago, he used to do this when he was a club promoter, and we were sitting outside the club right outside of Latitude at his nights. So when it came time for him to finally start this nonprofit, he tapped in all the family. He let us start our own programs. At that time, I ran a photography program for the youth. And then while I was doing that, it gave me opportunities to get close to the stories, get close to the work, right? So once I got to the point where I was close to the work, it was easy to see a need that these stories needed to be uplifted, right? And then for a community, but also for my friend that's doing this great work. I don't want him to be that tree that falls in the woods that nobody heard because did it fall, right? So it's important to get all the eyes on his work or any one of my colleagues' work that they're doing out here in community.
Yeah, but when you talk about it, it's all high profile. I mean, not everything is high profile.
Right.
And really some of the most important work is where there is no camera at all.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, you were there, La Russell.
Yep.
D Smoke.
Yep. Akeem Ali.
Akeem Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and these are stories. I think why it's a big deal to me is these were all stories that they were either on our radar, but we just didn't have the resources to produce a story, or they weren't on our radar. But you were still there with a camera regardless.
Yeah. I'm definitely a person, I do this for free. You know what I mean? So if I got some time off, if I got some hours off, you feel me? And I got my camera with me, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to get my reps in. That's how I'm going to get better. That's how I'm going to continue to flourish in this industry. So I got to make sure I'm getting my practice, whether I'm getting paid or not. So
Right. How has this relationship? I know I'm kind of hogging it because I'm like it's converge, but you know we have so much content that we
Right.
work together. So how has this relationship grown then between yourself and even people like Besa, Oya, myself, Eric, Converge family?
Man, it has grown in such a way like I've never felt so supported in what I do, right? Like I know there's not a job, big or small, that I can't take, right? Because I could call you guys if it's too much for me in the moment, right? If I need some advice, I know I'm going to call you and you're going to pick up every time, right? You've been a great mentor to me, so I appreciate that. And Besa, just seeing her out there in the field do her thing, like that's a real superstar out here. I don't know, like, people know Besa, but I want them to put that much more respect on her name, because when I was walking around with her at the Juneteenth event in Tacoma, we couldn't walk 2 feet without 10 people stopping us. Like, everybody knows her, everybody loves her, so getting to see that she's done that through being genuine in this work and her be able to bring me and pull me into those spaces has just left me feeling full.
I think the other side of why we might consider Besa a superstar is that, you know, she started on the street team over there at iHeart.
Really?
And yeah, what you might not know is that like on a lot of shoots, on most shoots, Besa still carries the equipment.
She shoots.
You know what I'm saying?
She runs the camera.
Yeah, I mean, and people might not realize that it's like, even though here's this rising star, she's the first one to be like, hey, what do you guys need help with? What can I carry? What can I set up? You know, and so it's pretty dope that you know, as her star continues to illuminate, that she's continued to stay grounded.
Right.
And now, speaking of that, because see, we got a lot of stuff we're gonna throw in here on this
Right.
experience, man. When she was on leave, you actually hosted Back to Base on Fox Soul on the national platform.
Your boy was nervous.
Tell me about it.
That was dope, man. Again, that's another moment where you guys saw what I was doing out here and found another way to make me feel supported and called me for that opportunity to come guest host. So being able to come here and talk about stories that I produced with you guys and partnered with you guys on, and also uplifting other community stories was great. And being able to, you know, see how it feels to read that teleprompter and get reminded that you need glasses, but, you know, just go through that experience. It was dope. It was dope. I can't wait to do it again. So whenever y'all ready, I'm ready. Just know.
Yeah, listen, I hear you loud and clear.
Come on.
You know. Now, shifting it back to your art and science of being a cinematographer and a producer and things like that, man, what are some of the things that are like going through your head in preparation? What are some of the tools that you use?
What's going through my head through preparation before a shoot? Like, man, how can I turn this into an emotional experience for the viewer? That's the first thing I probably ask myself, right? And that starts with what we were talking about with photography, right? When you see my video, I want it to pull you in. I want you to feel something. I don't want it to just be something you're watching. So that'll really inform what I pack, right? What kind of lens I'm using, right? If I want it to be intimate, might want to do that 200 millimeter, right? If I want something that's a little bit more airy and more corporate, I might bring that 35. So that'll, depending on the emotion I want, that kind of determines whether I want haze in the air, right? Whether I need microphones for audio, or if I'm just going to do music and do sound design on the back end, since I edit as well. So Yeah, I hope that answered your question. A lot goes through my head, man. Sometimes I feel like it's just going, like I'm just this mad scientist, and then in the end, the product comes together, and I got my Frankenstein monster.
I think that what you've just told our audience is that there's a high level of intentionality that goes into when you shoot, and that's a differentiating factor. And when someone is looking to hire a videographer all the way up, is, man, how intentional is this person? Are they showing up with one lens, which is okay, because, man, we've all been there. You know what I'm saying? We start with one camera and one lens.
Running
and man, and believe me, yeah, and you get your hustle up. So there's nothing wrong with that. But is it a videographer with one camera and one lens, or is it somebody like you who's like, okay, well, man, am I using the 50 millimeter, the 200, the 100, the this, the that, the filter, because you're looking for the result. And I would encourage actually people who are looking to hire, video professionals like yourself, to always ask that question, is like, man, what do we want the viewer to take away from this? Because it informs people like you, and people like you who are already thinking that, it becomes a pretty good match. And a lot of times guys are like, oh yeah, we just want you to come and shoot some stuff.
And that's the difference between a videographer and a cinematographer, right?
Tell it,
Yeah,
preach.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Understanding that depth of field, that composition, that lighting, all that good stuff, the ins and outs, the intricacies.
Oh, the intricacies, huh?
Come on. I almost slipped up on that word. I'm glad I read a book this morning. Look.
All right. This is good stuff. Now, before we let you go, I want you to look into that camera right there.
Right
and
there.
Tell people, man, how they can catch up with you and how they can hire you and support your business and see your work.
Man, if you're looking to follow me, connect with me, find me on Instagram at PS Photography and Film. You can find me on LinkedIn, Paul Sanders, or you can email me at p.sanders@gravityproofmedia.com. I'll get to you at my earliest convenience, and we're going to make something shake.
All right, Paul, man, I appreciate you. And actually, listen, for all the Back to Besa fans out there, a few things is, one, today is Besa's birthday.
Come on, happy birthday, Besa. That's
And-
my homie, man.
and
That's
if-
my homie. Is this still my camera? That's my homie.
And if people go to the Converge Media Instagram or Besa's Instagram, maybe even your Instagram if it's there, is what you shot for her behind the scenes on the birthday. So actually, people can actually see your very recent work, which just aired this weekend on Back to Besa.
Yeah, that was incredible, man. That was my first time actually in a Fox 13 station. So Besa calling me there again, another time where I felt supported. I was glad I got to support her, so that was an amazing experience. And I'm glad she got to see another year around the sun with success, prosperity, and I can't wait to see what happens with her in the future.
All right. Paul Sanders, my man,
Come
Buff
on,
Rogers.
man. Come on, man.
Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
We're off to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to hit you with some more yada da yada da yada da may. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Here on Action, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basic journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. See you guys in a few.
Like a warm cup of tea, coffee, or your favorite bowl of soup, Washington Health Plan Finder is here for you. Whether you're exploring your options or need help finding a health insurance plan that meets your needs, you can count on us. Visit wahealthplanfinder.org today. Open enrollment begins November 1st and ends January 15th, 2026.
All right, welcome back to the Day with Trae. I am your guest host with the most, the Big O. Man, a big thank you to my buddy, friend, incredible cinematographer, producer, director, and editor, Paul Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tap in with him, man. Let's get this brother some business, you know. And he is by the way, I don't do this often. He is Big O certified. You know what I'm saying? He got the stamp of approval. So it's all good. Man, I'm back here tomorrow, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens with this election. Like I said, though, man, for Mayor Harold, Katie Wilson, get the popcorn, get the Snuggie. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come down to a few hundred votes, and so we'll see what pops off. But that being said, I'm hoping you guys have a wonderful day. And let me see if I can pull it back to the old school here. I got it. Go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. Until tomorrow, peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.